cells. So we've talked about animal cell. Now we're going to be looking at plant cell. Okay, so I hope you can see. Yeah. So we're going to be discussing plant cell. First of all, when you talk about plant cell, the plant cell is a little bit kind of different from the animal cell in the case of the fact that one, the plant cell has a less dense cytoplasm as compared to the animal cell that has, let me write it, cytoplasm. In the case of the animal cell, their cytoplasm is more denser, more packed. But for plant cell, their cytoplasm is less dense. And it is found at the peripheral part of the cell, okay, not the entire part of the cell as the case may be. Another difference, again, you want to see, you want to use that because when we look at cell component and structure, everything you have in animal cell is also what you have in plant cell. But the major differences are what I'm trying to highlight. Then after this, I'm going to highlight, give you a well-labeled diagram of the plant cell, and then give you a tabular differences between plant cell and animal cell. So the cytoplasm is one of the cell components that you can use to differentiate them. Another one, again, you want to look at is the presence of what? Chloroplast. Chloroplast, okay? This is used by plants to carry out photosynthesis, okay, as the case may be. This is absent in animal cell. Another thing, again, you want to look at here is that the plant cell has a large vacuole, okay? This vacuole contains cell sap that contain pigment dissolved in water, salt, as the case may be. So, large vacuole present in the what? In the plant cell. But in the case of the animal cell, is a little bit smaller or almost insignificant, not there. Number four, another difference you want to see is that plant cell, they have what we call starch granules, okay? But in the case of the animal cell, what they have is glycogen granules. Another difference you want to look at again is that in the case of plant, you find what we call cell wall. This cell wall is absent in the animal cell, okay? But it is present in plant cell. And in this cell wall, you have what we call the middle lamella. The middle lamella is an intercellular cell, okay, that helps to cement adjacent cells together in the cell wall. It's rich in pectin, as the case may be. Okay, so that is what that is. This cell wall is also rich in what? Cellulose. That's why we call it cellulose cell wall, as the case may be. So there are so many differences. But one major cell component that you cannot find in plant is the what? Centrioles, which is actively a cell organelle for what? For cell division. Okay, centrioles is absent in a plant cell, but is present in an animal cell. It is found at right angle with each other in the plant cell, near the what? The nucleus. That is where you find the centrioles. Okay, so with this, I've been able to, dive into plant cell and give you a little bit description about the plant cell to see the differences between plant cell and animal cell. We'll still come back to that, but let's draw and label the plant cell. Okay, let's draw and label the plant cell and use that to analyze, because we've already talked about the cell components. I told you all the cell structures and components you have in animal cell, you also have it in plant cell. I'm just bringing some other components that are unique in plants that you don't find in animal. So now let's draw the plant cell. Remember in the previous video, I drew the animal cell. So now I'm going to teach you how to draw the plant cell. First of all, make a square, but your square should not be perfect square. When I mean perfect square, you can do something like this. Watch. You can do something like this. Okay. You see what I'm doing now? You see the way I curve this part. Then down here like this. Curve this again. Down. Bring it down a little bit. Curve down. And then curve. You see what I did now? And curve. You see it now? Can you see it now? So don't make it a perfect square. Okay. Biology is different because it's not like fine art. So in this case, you're going to draw another structure inside, like still following the same shape of what you drew earlier on. Okay, make it a little bit thin. Okay, so that's that. Then you have another one again. You also understand why I'm doing this. So you make it like 3 layers. Okay, you also understand why I'm doing that. This part I'm drawing now is the plasma membrane. You know, in plant cell, the plant has both plasma membrane, cell membrane, and what? And cell wall. The cell membrane is found in the cell wall. Do you understand? Okay. Now, what you can do again is you can take here from here, form a U here. U. Can you see? Form a U there. Okay. Are you seeing what I'm doing now? Form another U here. Very important. You will understand what this U. You see it now? This is how you draw the plant cell without ADO. Okay? Are you seeing it now? Okay? Someone want to do something out here like this. There's no problem. Someone want to draw something out here. There's no problem. I've seen text like that. So, draw this and bring it out. Okay, this U. So this you just curve it out. Take it a little bit. Out. Okay, can you see it? Good, you can see it. So I wanted the situation whereby you can see. Then take this out like this. Take this one here. Good. And then bring this down. You can even do this out. I've seen some text where they do something like that. Okay. Can you see it now? Make it known. Okay. Okay. So this is one of the easiest way to draw the plant. Then one thing again you need to know is that you draw your what? Your vacuole. Your vacuole. Okay? You can see the vacuole is large. Around this side, you have your what? Your nucleus. Now, there's something I'm putting here. I'll make this thing detailed. There's a reason for that. Then here you have what we call your chromatin granules. Okay? Okay? Then around there you have some structures. Around here. These structures are endoplasmic reticulum. Okay? Just follow me. Okay? Then you have another one here again. Something like that. Still endoplasmic reticulum. Then around there, you have something, a structure. So this one contains something. And these things are what? Ribosome. You see? So this endoplasmic reticulum transports protein because it contains, okay? There's the presence. Oh, this one does not have ribosome, sorry. Because of the presence of what? There's the presence of what? Ribosome. So this one is, because this thing will define the kind of name they will bear, this type of endoplasmic reticulum. In the previous listing, we drew that. Then around this side, we still have some free, tiny structures here. Then around there, you have a structure here. This structure is the what? Represent the chloroplast. Then around there, you have another structure. Okay? Okay, you have that structure. Then you also have another structure here. This structure is rod shape. Look at it, it's rod shape. It has to look like rod. Rod shape, you see? Rod shape. Okay. What do you think this rod shape is? This is the what? The mitochondrion, the powerhouse of the cell. Are you seeing what I'm doing now? Very good. Okay. Okay, so let's label now quickly. So you can see this is very, very so now if we're going to begin to label, number one, what do you notice about this? Now look at this place here. This place here is called nuclear membrane. Are you with me? We call it nuclear what? Membrane. Membrane. Is that okay? That's the nuclear membrane. Okay? Now, this thing you see me doing here, that represents the what? The nuclear pore. Okay? As I told you, I will give you everything. Nuclear pore. The nuclear pore is found on the nuclear membrane. That's the pore that allows exchange of material between the nucleus. You know, it's already found in the nuclear membrane. Between the nucleus and the cytoplasm. So Now, this is, the next one is your what? Chromatin granules. Chromatin granules, okay? So take note. This small little nucleus is called nucleolus. So a smaller nucleus is called what? Nucleolus. Go to the previous video. I told you what it does. It's very functional in terms of helping to provide some parts that forms the ribosome. Okay? Carries RNA. Ribosomal ribonucleic acid. Okay? Then you see this part here that carries this dot, this structure here. Shows this an endoplasmic reticulum that carries ribosome. So this one will make this kind of endoplasmic reticulum a what? Rough. We call it rough because of the presence of ribosome. Rough endoplasmic reticulum. Are you seeing it now? In biology, we try as much as possible to label to one side. Very important, okay? Then, this one without that structure, we call it what? Smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So that's how to do that. Smooth endoplasmic what? Reticulum. Is that taken? Now, the next one you want to see, look at this tiny, this structure here. It's saucer shaped. Okay, this one, we call it Golgi body. Golgi what? Body. Can you see it now? I hope you're seeing what I'm doing. Okay, so it's called what? Golgi body. Now, this place around this region here, you know, I told you the cytoplasm is found around the peripheral region. Okay, like from a boundary, one side, like that. So you have cytoplasm here. Cytoplasm. Is that taken? Okay, look at this side now. I'm going to do some labeling to this side. Now, look at this structure now. I can still draw to this point. This structure is called chloroplast. Chloroplast. Is that clear? This chloroplast contains a pigment we call chlorophyll. Okay, it contains a pigment called what? Chlorophyll. And this chlorophyll aids or supports what? Photosynthesis. Okay? Photosynthesis. When we get to that, we'll talk about what photosynthesis is and the stages of phases in photosynthesis as the case may be. So this is a chloroplast. Then here, this structure here is the what? So I have another space I can use it for. Is the what? Lysosome. Lysosome. Now, the lysosome prevent the cell from digesting itself. We call that autophagocytosis. Let me spell it. In the previous video, I did that. Let me see if you can see from here. Okay. So this is autophagocytosis, meaning cell destroys itself, or when cell eats itself. So autophagocytosis, is that clear? So lysosome does that. Okay. Now, this structure here, we have another structure here. Okay. This structure here is the powerhouse of the cell. We call it, can you see? We call it mitochondrion. Mitochondrion. Can you see it now? Let me see if you can see. Okay, you can. So it's called mitochondrion. This is the what? Powerhouse of the cell. Release energy in the form of ATP. ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Do you understand it? ATP, adenosine phosphate. The mitochondrion is the powerhouse of the cell, provides energy for the cell. Okay, so another thing again I want us to look at is the what? I've not labeled the plasma membrane, so let me clean this place. You know, when I was drawing that structure, having 1, 2, 3 layer, you might be wondering why was I doing that. See this place now. Look at, very important, look at where I'm touching here. This is your what? Your plasma membrane. Plasma membrane. Okay, can you see it? Okay, plasma membrane, or we call it cell membrane. Is that clear? So it's called plasma membrane, this region. Is that clear? The plasma membrane is found in the inner part of the cell wall. The cell wall is thick, okay? The cell wall is thick, it has strength. It gives mechanical support to the plant. So the cell wall is the cell wall covers the cell membrane. But in animal, don't forget I told you that the cell membrane is the outer layer of the cell in the animal cell. But in plant cell, it is the cell wall. So Now we've looked at the cell wall, the plasma membrane. I want you to look this side now. Now this is your cell membrane or plasma membrane, but look at this one. This is your what? Your secondary cell wall. Look at this second one. This first one here. This first one is called, So you don't just draw and label whatever you like. I hope you can see it. This first one, the first layer here, this first one is called primary cell wall. Primary cell wall. Can you see it now? This first layer, that's what it's called. The first layer is called primary cell wall. The second layer is called the secondary cell wall. Then the innermost layer is where you have the what? The cell membrane, before you have the cytoplasm. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. Now, here, around this region, can you see it? Yes, you can. So around this region here, this place here is called medulla. Medulla. I hope you can see it. Okay, you can see this. So this is your middle what? That's your medulla. Can you see it now? The medulla is an intercellular cell. Okay? Intercellular cell that helps to do what? Join cells together. Due to the presence of one substance that we call it pectin. It's rich in pectin, medulla. Pectin. Okay? It's rich here. Why in the cell wall is rich with cellulose. Okay, so with this, we come to the end of drawing and labeling the what? The plant cell. There's something I didn't mention, and the structure is very large. Look at it. What is that? The vacuole. Let me draw this. Let me take it. No space there, so I'll draw this region. So let's take it here. So this would be, take it. This is the what? The vacuole. Okay. So that's the vacuole. Can you see it now? So the vacuole is large. Can you see? So we've been able to analyze and draw stuff. Now, there's something again I want you to know. This nuclear membrane, nuclear pore, chromatin granules, nucleolus, inside this region, let me put it, around this region, this this thing gives us what we call, look at it, nucleoplasm. Nucleoplasm contains fluid like a matrix substances around that region. Just like you have the cytoplasm housing every other organelle. That's how the nucleoplasm is, creating that environment where both the chromatin, the nucleolus, and every other structures that are found in the cell is there. The nucleolus is a non-membranous structure. Okay, but the nucleus is a membranous structure. So both the nucleoplasm, look at nucleoplasm, nuclear membrane, nuclear pore, chromatin granules, and nucleolus. All these structures together makes up the what? Can you see? Good, you can see. So they make up the what? Let me bring it this way. See, all the structures together makes up the what? The nucleus. I'm writing it so that you can see it. But I'm supposed to write it this side. But because the board will not cover. So all of them, both the nucleoplasm, nuclear membrane, nuclear pore, chromatin granules, nucleolus, they all make up the nucleus. So when you're talking about the nucleus, the nucleus is a very big name. It encompasses every other component found inside of it. Okay, inside the nucleus, you will see the nucleoplasm. Inside the nucleus, you will see the nuclear membrane. Inside the nucleus, you see the nuclear pore, chromatin granules, nucleolus, and as the case may be. Okay, so that is what the structure of the plant looks like. Okay, if there's any question you want to ask, you can put it in the comment section. Ask me, we will explain and we'll break it down. Okay, so with this, we can, let me see, we can quickly, maybe can I use this side? Okay, I will clean this side. Okay, I will clean this side so we can quickly tabularize the differences between plant cell and animal cell. Okay, let's quickly do that. Okay, so let's look at the differences between the plant cell and the what? Animal cell. So here I will write PC for plant cell. Can you see it? Okay, you can see. PC for plant cell, then AC for animal cell. I'm just shortening it. Okay, let me write it out for those people who, I don't want to assume this is, we're teaching. So let me do the complete thing. Plant cell Here is what? Animal cell. So number one differences you can see. Number one differences in plant cell. Number one difference in plant cell. Presence of what? Chloroplast. Chloroplast. So that's how you do it. Presence of chloroplast. Here will be absence of chloroplast. That X means absence, chloroplast. Is that clear? Just bear with me. So that's number one. Number two differences you can see in the plant cell is that the cytoplasm of the plant cell is less dense. Less dense cytoplasm. Okay? The cytoplasm is less dense and found at the peripheral part of the cell. Okay? This one is a more denser cytoplasm. More denser cytoplasm. And covers the complete part of the cell, covers almost all the entire part of the cell. That's for animal cell. That's number two. Number three, another difference you can see is the what? Is that about the vacuole. Say, plant cell has large what? Vacuole. But the animal cell have small or almost what? Insignificant vacuole. Okay, the vacuole is very small. Just put it that way. Okay, that's what this insignificant means. That's number three differences. Number four difference, lacks centrioles. Plant cell does not have, lacks what? Centrioles. And I told you earlier on that the centrioles is the only organelle that you cannot find in what? In the plant cell. But you can find it in the animal cell. This is one of the major things that differentiate them. Plant cell does not have centrioles. Okay? But animal cell, presence of what? Centrioles. You see the way we differentiate them? That's number four. Yes, you can see. Number five, another difference has to do with the outer covering. For plant cell, it has cell wall as its outer layer or covering. But for animal cell, what do you have? Cell membrane. Okay? Cell membrane as its what? Outer layer. So, can you see the differences now? You don't just give difference. This one have, this one does not have. Make it real and compare them with features or structure that look alike. Number six differences that you can see is that in plant cell, they have what we call presence of what? Starch granules. Starch granules in plant cells. But in animal cell, you have what we call presence of what? Glycogen, what? Granules. How many have I given you? Six. Six, right? Six differences. Is there any more differences we want to add? So chloroplast, okay, maybe number seven. Is still a difference. Do you understand? Presence of cell wall, okay, absence of what? There are so many differences. Absence of cell wall. So let's just leave it at 7. But I know if WAEC will ask you, any theoretical based exam body will ask you, they will always give you, they will always, what's it called? They will always give you 5. They will always give you 5, okay? But it's good to know as many differences as the case may be. So with this, we come to the end of the description of the plant cell and also the differences between plant cell and the animal cell. Okay? I want to give you an assignment. An assignment I want to give you. Now, what is the meaning of plasmodesmata? You see it? Yes. Plasmodesmata. Tell me, what does it mean? And where can we find this plasmodesmata? Is it in the plant cell or animal cell? Where exactly in the cell we can find it? If you know the answer, comment it on the, write it on the comment section. Thank you. I'd like you to follow me. If you're not following me, do well to follow me so you can get more videos and learn and become a champion in this subject. Thank you. God bless you. See you in the next subject, physics.